Good morning, everybody. What's up, Miss Sislo?
What
What it do? What it do? What it do?
what up, though?
Oh my God, can you hear me? Okay. I don't want to be.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
I don't know. I think I want to get a new microphone. I think I want me a Blue Yeti.
Bro, I gotta give me one of those.
Ah!
Cause the one that I had, the one that we got, bought about a year or so ago.
Mhm.
It's time for a new one. We need to upgrade so we can be come through loud and clear.
I know because I'm jealous. They wasn't making me jealous. He got that Thunderdome microphone.
Right. I had to give me one of those hats too.
Yes, he had me going last night. Every time he got upset, every time Jay Wilson got upset last night with the peoples on the in the chat or either on the panel, that microphone, boy, I was like, yeah, I need me a blue Yeti. That for sure, for sure. I might have to invest in that when I move. Put that in my new office. But about the title of the show,
Girl, talk to me, sis. Talk
mm,
to me.
let me take a sip of this good old water. Oh, I forgot to make my cup. Damn. Mm-mm-mm. I got a pot of coffee on the thing and forgot to grab a cup. But
Talk
it
to
was so
me.
much going on last night. I was all over the YouTube streets trying to keep up and pay attention to everything that's going on. But it's like I swear things just keep coming out the past. Just keep coming out the past when it comes to some of these YouTubers, these YouTube situations, um, things that some people have long forgotten about. But
I
did you
I,
watch anything last night, or did you see anything from anybody last night, or did
I,
you go to bed early?
I was comatose.
Well, I tried to go to sleep, but I actually stayed up and I watched a little bit of Sean, and then I watched uh Jay Wilson, but I couldn't keep my eyes open, and it was so good. The show was so good. Um, I actually stopped the video, then got back up this morning. As soon as I woke up this morning, I played the rest of the video, and I'm glad I did because it was good. It was a good show last night. Um, one thing that a lot of people is discussing right now when it comes to Rico and exposing and being exposed, and when it comes to Chocolate Bay and sexual situations, when it comes to uh people having diseases like everybody in the beef sector knows that Rico is HIV positive, even though he said it's non-detectable
Hmm.
because he takes medicines and things like that.
Right, right,
But
right, right.
what people is really like, I guess, tuning into or listening to from all these different scenarios and stories, whether who's telling the full truth, who's not, is that like Chocolate Bay when he was talking about Rico potentially risk his life, risk his health by not telling
Imagine.
him that he had HIV. Uh a lot of people is like putting the blame on Chocolate Bay because Chocolate Bay was like, I still can go press charges. He even was asking Jay Wilson last night, do you think I should press charges? And Jay Wilson was like, you ain't about to put me in that shit. He was like, that's up to you. And he was like, you definitely got to know why you press the charges, if it's just to get payback or if it's because you looking out for other people who might potentially be
What is
infected.
he saying? He won't press charge because he didn't know he was HIV positive. Is that what he's saying?
Well, yeah, because I guess people, it has been known that people who actually got locked up or
Right,
arrested.
I got that. But did
Yeah.
he, or did he go into this knowing in advance? Because it was said, this was said that he was HIV positive years ago,
Well,
right?
see, the thing is, we didn't find out that he was actually HIV positive until like a couple of years ago because it was said before then that he had it, but nobody really knew. You know, people in the B sector, how many times have we heard somebody say that person probably got AIDS or that person probably got HIV? You know, when they roasted and
This
gagged.
makes
And
sense
what's up living with the
with
Mahan?
my hands, with my hands. But
Living
check this
with
out. Let me ask you this: if you heard rumors that a person had any communicable disease, and you took a chance to sleep with that person, obviously unprotected, who was the one taking the risk? Because you actually heard about it. You heard of rumors about it, and you still delve into the deep because your nature was calling at that present time. So you still took. What you gonna accuse him of? It was rumored, and even if a person has or does not have anything that you know of, this is a day and hour where things are running rapid. You would always want to put safety first and protect yourself. So, if he was purposefully going out saying, "Yeah, I'm take everybody with me that I possibly can," and he's spreading, those are the type of people that are getting locked up. People that are knowingly and not revealing that they have a communicable disease. But my thing is did you know, or did you have any idea? And I'm saying be honest with yourself and not just for show. Did you really think or have any idea that this young man might have been infected with anything, whether it was undetectable or not?
well, I'm
And
gonna say this. When I was younger, um, there was this guy really well known in our city. And it had been said forever, for years, that he had the package, as some people call it.
mm,
Not HIV, but all the words, all the letters. And
mm,
I was like, this dude is fine. I used to be like, damn, why is somebody so fine? Gotta have it. He is just, I mean, the man is drop dead, sexy, gorgeous. All the girls,
yep.
wanted this man. But people were like still messing around and sleeping with that man. And then it was so many girls or ladies in the neighborhood, in the hood, whatever, who was coming down with AIDS and HIV and just dying, like left to right, left to right, left to right. And them girls was messing around with this dude. So I feel you when you say, if you heard about it, if you think they might possibly, there's been times where I look at somebody, I said, I know I'm prejudging, I could be wrong, God forgive me, but you just don't look healthy. You just don't look clean. I'm like, and
And
we
then,
can
wait a
grow
minute,
up
some of them can be clean as a whistle.
and
I've
still
seen
got it. They
people tell
still
people that they had cancer.
yes. Like this man in our neighborhood was dropped dead. When I say fine, I mean money. He was a hustler, cars. I mean, he was just all that and a bag of chips. And I was still like, I see that man, and I would walk right past him like I didn't even see him. Like Tanya, don't look, don't look, don't look, because he is tempting. But I see what you mean. But and see, that's what a lot of people are saying. Like, if you had any idea, and even if you did have some idea, and you slept with somebody, even though they told you they were, and see, this the tricky part is because Rico is like, why should I have to tell anybody? He's always been like this. Why should I have to tell anybody that I'm positive if I'm just meeting them or something like that? If we're not having full on sex, because from what Chocolate Bay is saying, they had oral sex, and so Chocolate Bay said because of that oral sex, um, he could have possibly his life could have possibly been jeopardized by Rico transmitting the disease to him.
Again,
Rico's defense is, well, oral sex is very low rate that you can get the disease from oral sex. And I'm not, you know what? I don't know a whole bunch about the disease, but I have read where it says it's very low possibility to get it through oral sex, unless that person who's being ejaculated in or whatever, they got sores, open
they
wounds,
have lesions or things like
lesions,
that.
yeah, like open, yeah, like things going on inside their mouth, but still,
Here again, these are and I'm be try to be as politically correct as I possibly can. But these are adult men living what some people in society deem as somewhat of a risky lifestyle, so to speak. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that some people in society would say it, that at one time it was believed, although it has been proved to be a fallacy, it was one time believed that only intravenous drug users and homosexual people were the ones to acquire AIDS, but people have been educated to know that
right,
this is a fallacy. But when you have someone, and it does not matter whether you are heterosexual, homosexual, trans, or any other alphabet, it's risky sleeping with anybody unprotected. You are an adult person having uh, 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 um, consensual intercourse, whether it be oral or penetrated intercourse with another individual. You know that you have to be safe. And don't just go, oh, well, oral is not, as it does not freaking matter. He can have open lesions in his mouth or anything else. It's passed through body fluids. Your saliva is a fluid, your semen is a fluid. It's passed through bodily fluid. People need to really
right.
be educated in what they are doing and the possibility of the risk that they're taking. That's not that's for anybody. I don't care if it's man on man, woman on woman, male to female, female, whatever. Everybody needs to be cautious. It's not like that anymore. All that old school Riddick and garbage that people were talking before, it's not like that. You have to be careful. Children have to be careful because this is a day and time that babies are born with it.
Yeah, and speaking of babies, Jay Wilson and Bo Sean Bradley was saying last night, because a lot of people is like, when it comes to gay people, they just like the main thing is, why you didn't use protection? Why you didn't use protection? But like Jay Wilson and a lot of people and Sean Bradley, and I agree. Like, it's a lot of females around here. Jay Wilson had me cracking up. He was like, "Man, I was raised in a Pentecostal church. Come on now." Like, a lot of women in Pentecostal church, I know somebody right now with like 5, 6 kids, and ain't nan baby daddy around, and
Mhm.
obviously we're not using protection. But
Exactly.
a lot of we don't talk a lot about that, about females who are dating men, uh you know uh and they don't use protection. But as soon as somebody catches AIDS or risks the chance of getting it, or risk the
And
possibility.
you know what? It's so true. And here's another stigma for you. What about the ones that feel like that a gay HIV is only for uh, gay males? That's a fallacy too.
Yeah, we thought a long time ago that it was for, like you said earlier, it was just for drug dealers, gay men,
No,
uh,
it's just drug
black
users.
black
Yeah,
black men. But now, I mean, we've been known for a long time that most of the people with the virus is black women. Like, and why? We know why. Because a lot of men, they tend to be on the
go
down low,
on the down low
or they buy
and
and
do
not
it
tell
both
their
ways.
partner, or yeah,
They have gotten it through blood transfusions. There are a
yeah,
number of
lots of different ways.
women have been prostitutes.
Yep.
It's
Needles.
a lot of ways. It's not just a gay,
There's a
lesbian.
black gay right.
But people gotta be you gotta be wise yourself. Protect your doggone self.
Yeah, you have to protect yourself all the time. I mean, I don't know. It's like there's this stigma. Like I heard, I can't remember whose panel was on last night, but somebody basically was saying something like, "Dude, is that like okay? So we know how some men they think is like when they have sex with a woman who's pregnant, they think her shit just feel like heaven. Like it's something with pregnant, but you know what I mean, punani
Hmm.
that makes men go wow.
Hmm.
I'm like, is it the same thing? Like I mean, I know guys don't have vaginas, but like, is it the? I mean, what makes the person because the Chocolate Bay, even though good morning, Colette, even though Chocolate Bay said he didn't know because Rico lied to him, like when Rico exposed those other people who's been in his DMs, sliding in his DMs, um, different people in the beef sector, guys on IG, he was showing it all last night. Like, what is it about men or not even just men, but people with diseases, what is attracting them to other people even though they had a disease? Because like this is the thing, Rico's getting fed up and tired of people talking shit about him, dragging him for his status, but then on the background is all these different guys in the sector that's hitting him up on the back end trying to hook up with him.
Every time you say the back end, it just
I mean, you know what I mean, the back end, no pun, no pun.
it takes my mind somewhere else. They don't
But
need to be.
hey, it is what it is. But I don't get it because if I knew somebody had AIDS or HIV, I just would be like, I don't care. Like that dude in the neighborhood, I don't care how fine you is, how much money you got, what you can do for me. It's I have no desire to even take that chance. And I'm not saying for people not to, because there are people who have dated and married somebody who had the letters. They fell in love. It is what it is. They got on what's that stuff Jay Wilson used to sell prep.
Hmm.
They would get on prep, to try to help them not get the disease. But I would be too scared every time you kiss me, touch me, we swapping saliva. I mean, I would be too scared to catch it. And I know again, no judging people who actively, don't have a problem with dating people with the disease. But I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
And that's from being undereducated about it. You know what I'm saying? That's simply because you just didn't know. You know that they were. You know that the science or what have you behind it. So if you were better educated in what the causes and effects of having HIV were, then you wouldn't feel the way that you feel about it. You understand what I'm saying? Look at Cookie and Magic.
I mean, I know all about it, and I know you can't catch it from sitting on nobody's toilet. I know you can't catch it from doing. I mean, I just know there's back in maybe the early '80s, late '80s, early '90s, maybe even the late '90s. Now I was like, okay, but I know a lot more about it now. But still, I would still be scared to take that chance. I mean, it is what it is with me. But again, no judgment with somebody else who feels differently. And good morning, Betty White. Betty White said, "I don't care. I'm not taking my chances." See, that's how I am. But see, then that's the thing with Rico. Is like a lot of people feel like Rico is doing certain things publicly and to himself because he feels unwanted. Like nobody wants him. Like nobody like every time he gets drunk, right, and goes on a tangent, one thing he always says is he just wants love. When they ask Rico, "What do you really want out of life?" He said, "I just want love. I want somebody to love me." So that's why I say no judgment for the people who don't mind dating somebody with the diseases. I know I couldn't do it because I would be too scared.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead.
No, I mean I agree 100%. And then guess what? A lot of the way he acts and the things that he do is probably based on the fact that that's all he wants. He just wants to be loved. So he acts out the way that he does to try to receive attention. Is that the right thing to do? No, it's not the right thing to do. But for a person who is going through what he's going through in his physical body, I get it. I understand. I overstand, and I'm sorry about it. But you can't blame him for you not being careful either. That's not right.
Yeah, Betty White, I agree. You don't find love by being so easy. And
No.
that's an issue, period, with a lot of people, whether you got the disease or not. We see it all the time. Girls, guys, they looking for love in all the wrong places, whether you straight, gay, bi, whatever. And they think that by just giving themselves to a person so easily will make somebody want them even more. I mean, yeah, that's a problem all the way around. Sometimes with a lot of people, but and that's true too, Betty White. He's not going to find a good man doing what he does. Now, one thing JW was saying, he like kept interjecting when Chocolate Bay was saying last night, because okay, for one thing, Chocolate Bay, when he came on last night on Jay Wilson, the reason why he came on Jay Wilson's channel was because uh Rico was exposing people. Like he had mentioned El Teddy, he had mentioned Honest Row, he mentioned of course Chocolate Bay. Um he mentioned who else? Raphael, the dude from IG. I don't really follow Raphael, but I've seen some of his videos before on IG. But he had mentioned different people in his DMs, sliding in his DMs. He was showing pictures. I mean, just exposing people, right? So Sean was talking about it on his Zoom and on YouTube. And so Chocolate Bay and Rico both happened to be watching and tuning in to Sean talking about it. And that's when Chocolate Bay was like, because Sean was under the impression that Chocolate Bay had exposed Rico's status. And Sean was like, "Well, that's messed up. We don't do that in the gay community. You can get messed up, for doing that kind of stuff in the gay community, outing people for their status." And Chocolate Babe was saying in the chat, "That's not how it happened. That's not how it happened." And then Sean dropped the link, said, "Just come on the panel." And Chocolate Babe was like, "I don't do interviews." So then Rico, he started chiming in the chat, and he happened to jump on the link. So that's when he jumped on the link and he said that he basically was under the impression that Chocolate Bay was going to expose him because when Chocolate Bay came to his crib, or when he hooked up with Chocolate Bay, he saw Rico's HIV medicine.
Mm,
And I guess allegedly took a picture of it. And
mm.
so when him and Rico was going into it, getting into it later down the line, Rico, I guess, was under the impression from a text message that Chocolate Bay sent him that Chocolate Bay was going to expose the fact that he knew that he had. Now, Chocolate Bay still says he never was going to expose him. But I don't know what the text message said. I don't know if they still got the text message, if Rico still has the text message. But from where Rico's standing, he came on live and exposed himself. And that's how we found out. So Chocolate Bay didn't expose him, but Rico, I guess, thought he was going to expose him. And now Rico's exposing other people. So that's why I was saying again, like, what is it with like the person with the disease, with the letters, is getting hit up by all these men in our sector. So that's why I'm like, is it something about like I don't know if it's is it like people just don't care, or they're just not afraid, or like what do you think it is?
Just being careless is irresponsible. Because one thing about that is you get it. You can't get it ain't no swap out and go back.
You can't give it back. If you catch something, you cannot give it back. Everybody ain't got that Magic Johnson, you know. Who wrote that
Remember?
song? 50 Cent wrote that song. I got the magic stick. No, Magic Johnson got the magic stick. Because that man, he had AIDS and quit the league and everything, and then he just no longer has it anymore.
He was forced out the league.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. He still left. He had the league, and he
But
never
let's get it straight. He was forced out. He
right,
didn't want to go.
right.
He was
But what I'm saying is
nobody would play with him
right,
because everybody was afraid.
exactly right. But the what I'm trying to say is everybody don't get that luck like him when it comes to somebody telling you have AIDS and then turn around. Oh, we take it back. It's gone. You know.
Mm,
So it's like you risking your life, you risking your health, and you know in advance that somebody has it. Like even though Chocolate Bay said he didn't know, it was I don't know how many times I heard somebody say Rico probably got this, Rico probably got. I mean, some people were just saying it just because of the way he was acting. Um, some people call Rico really loose, showing his peen all the time, how skinny he is, and stuff like that. And then it was just the allegations, or allegedly he has it. People just assuming that he had it. But regardless if he did have it or not, people is like, Chocolate Bay, you ain't no victim here. Now this them is not my words. That's theirs. I'm not saying Chocolate Bay is not a victim. I'm saying what people are saying in the chats. That
right.
Chocolate Bay is not a victim because even if somebody told you they don't have the disease, if you in return does something sexually with them or not, you catch it, it's still your body. You made up your mind to have sex with this person. Now, how you feel about that? If somebody lies to you and tells you they don't have something, is it their fault? Is it your fault?
Well, at that point, they lied. Then yeah, they're liable because they lied. You asked, you inquired, and they lied about it. Yes, then that person is liable because now that burden, that responsibility is on them because they have a responsibility of being honest. They have a responsibility to be honest, and if they're not, then that's wrong. But you can't just randomly sleep. Anybody you sleep with that you don't know, it's safe to assume. Come on. It's safe to assume that they're sick. Period.
And that's again like, okay, I didn't told you before that I didn't see some people, try to holler. You just be like, I'm sorry, you don't look clean. You don't tell them that, but you be like, they look like they might got something. It might be you might joke around with it with your homegirls or whatever. But there's times where I didn't have sex with guys, and I just, everybody goes through the have you been checked? Have you been checked? Back then, when it was just like, I mean, everybody was BET, every TV show, every channel station, it was all on the radio, every radio station,
Mhm.
HIV, AIDS, get tested, wrap it up.
Exactly.
Remember the wrap it up slogan, wrap it up. I mean,
Yeah.
condoms was available from the school to the poultry house. I mean, to the gas company, everybody giving out condoms everywhere. The candy
Mhm.
lady in the neighborhood got condoms. So there was a time where I was just like, I don't care what a nigga tell me. I'm putting you can't you can't get none of this if you ain't putting on
None of that. None of
right.
this if you ain't got none of that. Right.
Right. Now, if a guy could say, I ain't got nothing on, because guys don't like to wear condoms. And they'll tell you real quick, I ain't got nothing, I ain't got nothing. Then you be down at the damn free clinic in the hood, looking embarrassed and shit and burning or leaking.
Mhm.
So I agree that if you do have a disease, it is your responsibility to tell people that you have it But I heard also that there's something that's might come into works where people can no longer sue people or press charges on them if they catch a disease from them.
I don't know.
Now,
I
do,
don't. I don't
that's
know.
what I heard. Now I don't know. That's just what somebody said during one of the shows.
Yeah,
Now
that's
that
all.
could be true. That could not be true. I don't know. So don't take my word for it. That's just what I heard.
Yeah, it sounds a little far fetched,
Betty
but
White said, "Yeah, condoms was free." Laugh out loud. Yeah, condoms was free everywhere.
they were giving them
Ah,
out
like,
condoms and syringes.
yep, yep, giving them out like candy.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just crazy how it's. I mean, a lot of people feel bad for Rico. They do. A lot of people feel bad for him because they know that he has been the brunt of a lot of jokes on here. A lot of people, even some people that I like, I have to say, even some people that I like, be clowning him over his status. And some people do feel bad for him. And one thing Shell said, Shell's right, S. Hutchison.
Yeah.
One thing he said last night on Jay Wilson channel is that a lot of men, or not a lot of men, but a lot of people with the disease do uh lie. Male, women, I mean male, female, whatever, they do lie because they don't like to be embarrassed, because they're ashamed because of the way people. Shells was basically saying, if we stop acting the way we do and stop treating people the way we do when we know they had a disease, then people would be more comfortable telling people that they have it instead of hiding it. But then again, I'm like, okay, I get that, Shells, I get that, but it still should be their responsibility, regardless, to tell
Mhm.
somebody. I mean, people have been known to get killed. Like, people can get killed from lying about their sexual identity,
Right.
let alone
I
lying
think it's
about their
I think
status.
it's just as immature to clown somebody because of their status. What? What?
Hmm.
What's so funny about? I mean, what? I don't
It,
understand.
and it's not. They do that as a drag. Like, they do it as a drag. Like, okay, like Brianna. The only thing that people can say about Brianna negative is her weight, right? And that's not my words. That's theirs. Because I have no problem with Brianna. Girl, I'm a big girl. Okay, I'm in
And
the big girl. I'm in the big girl game, just like Bree, right? So, but
and
Bree has it going on. Okay, she has it going on. A lot of people might not like her, but they cannot deny she got a nice job, nice home, nice car, good credit. I mean, she still gets men, regardless if we chunky or not. Yes, we still gets men, but that's what they go to. The go to is to talk about her weight, and that's the same thing with Rico. The go to is to talk about his status. Now, yeah, you can talk about a lot of other things about Rico, but that's the main thing they talk about is his status.
it's
But
ignorant.
go ahead.
It's just ignorant to me. The whole it's just ignorant to me. How can you talk about somebody status when you walking on eggshells yourself? I just don't think stuff like that is funny. That's what I don't get about the beef sector. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But it was some topics are just sensitive and shouldn't be something that you joke about. You know, because I mean, I don't see the humor in it. Somebody is in a fight of their life, and it's funny to you. That's not cool. That's not cool. And it's obvious that the young man has mental issues. They know that. Everybody dealing with Rico know that, and it's no secret. It's just not right.
Yeah, I know. Who was that? Somebody said, I can't remember who was it, but somebody said Rico. They think he needs therapy because of a lot of things that he might have went through as a child, growing up, relationships, things on YouTube, uh, just and then people were saying, okay, so as far as filing charges, like again, Chocolate Bay was asking Jay Wilson, do he think he should file charges? I was like, Jay Wilson said like 3, 4 times, "Oh, don't be asking me, don't be asking me, don't be asking me." But when it comes to things like that, Jay again was like, man, if you think it might help somebody else, if you think that somebody's intentionally trying to get somebody sick, or but if you're just doing it out of payback or something, he said maybe not. And it's like, we know that there was who somebody exposed Rico's one of his court dates or cases or something. Some guy trying to sue him or get him locked up because he said that Rico had sex with him and didn't tell him that he had the disease. So I think that's might have why Jay Wilson might have said, well, if you think that it might be, beneficial to somebody else or, something like that. But now that's allegedly. I don't know if Rico told that man he had disease or not. I don't know if, because Rico's like, this man coming at him a whole year later. So I don't know, because it's been like 2, 3 years since Chocolate Bay was with Rico, and he's talking about pressing charges. So I don't know if there's a statute of limitation to something like that. I need to look that up. Is there a statute of limitation for
Oh man,
somebody to press charges on somebody who lied to you about having a disease? I need to look that up.
yeah, that would be interesting then to find out.
Yeah, that would be real interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, if he pressed charges or he called a law or something like that, I do you think he would be wrong
Wait a minute. What are you asking? Are you asking
if
if?
Chocolate Bay wanted to call the cops and report Rico for because Rico said that the reason why he didn't tell them is because they did not have full on sex. And Rico also said that Chocolate Bay, when he was attempting to give him head, Rico told him, I'll just jack off, because Rico was like, Chocolate Bay is not good at giving head. He was biting me, he was using teeth. And he was like, I was trying to tell him to stop and, stuff like that. But Chocolate Bay, he's very like adamant that they had oral sex with each other. So Jay Wilson and Sean Bradley was like, well, how was he exposing you if you guys didn't have sex and you kept saying for years y'all didn't do anything? And then now you saying you had oral sex, and Rico saying that he told him to stop because he was using his teeth. And that's
Correct.
basically what Jay Wilson and them was saying. Like, are you sure something else didn't go on for you to say he exposed you? Because of the fact that transmitting the disease by oral sex is very, very, very low possibility of doing that, unless you again have sores in your mouth or something. So that's what people is insinuating, that there might have been something else. But I'm thinking Rico is exposing. He is on an exposing mission. He didn't went. He didn't went ham and eggs last night. But then he put the video on private, so you got to pay $10. You got to pay $10 to watch the video that he did last night. You got to join his membership, and he got 3 tiers, and it's the top tier. The most expensive one is $10, and that's the one you have to buy, um, pay for to see that video. And Rico also said, for those of y'all who've seen the video or might have downloaded it, screen recorded it, even if you just have his voice, he said if he catches wind of anybody playing his voice, his video, or anything from that video, he said, I'm taking your channel. He said, if I got to stay up all night snatching channels and filling out reports with YouTube, he said, do not, because he's going to file um, a complaint with YouTube on each one, copyright. So for y'all who likes to play people's stuff, don't take no chance now. Don't take, Rico done lost like 25, 11 channels. So I'm sure he ain't got no problem snatching nobody trying to snatch somebody else's. So don't chance it, y'all.
Girl, listen, it's a whole mess. But now, like I said, if they had intercourse and he did not reveal to that young man that he was HIV positive, he was wrong. He was wrong. But if he knew that Rico had HIV, AIDS, whether it was HIV or full blown AIDS, whichever, and he went on anyway, now that's on him. But that's the way I see it. But I can't tell nobody who to press charges against or anything else because if you feel like your life is in danger, you got a right to do what you got. You do what you got to do. You do what you have to do because it's your life that's in jeopardy, not mine. So you understand what I'm
Is
saying?
that your phone?
Yeah, it's okay. I can't, and I don't even know who it is. That's why I've been getting a lot of spam calls on this line,
Oh yeah.
and I have no idea how. But
Well, I feel you. I feel you. I do think that even if, just me personally, even if
girl,
I see where
I'm
Rico
live.
trying to say, Rico's trying to say I don't have to tell him because we weren't having anal sex, nothing like that. But I still feel like even if it's a low possibility, a low chance of you catching it with oral, there's still a low chance, a low possibility. You could be that 1 in a million person to transmit it to somebody else. I still think you owe that person. You had a responsibility, you know,
I'm sorry, my daughter came in rattling
that's okay.
packages.
Yeah, but even if you're kissing too, like because you can transfer through saliva.
Hmm.
So
Body fluids.
I don't know. I never been in that situation where I had something like that. God, I hope I don't ever either. But I can't even say it's one of those situations where it's like, well, you got to be in that person's shoes. I don't think I have to be in somebody's shoes who has the disease to feel like I have to tell, or try to figure out, should I tell, should I tell, should I tell? I don't know. I think that once you get so far in a relationship where you are touching on each other, um things might be getting hot and steamy and stuff like that. It's like I don't know. I don't know. And everybody probably feels a different way. Like some people might feel like, well, you shouldn't have to tell them until 2 months in a relationship. You shouldn't have to tell them until 6 months in a relationship. You shouldn't have to tell them until you guys start having discussions about sex. You shouldn't have to tell them, like, it's kind of like being trans. Like everybody thinks differently when should you say something? When should you tell? Because there can be some severe repercussions depending on that person who's being told how they feel about trans or how they feel about somebody with a disease. So I do understand. I do understand the dilemma. It's a very difficult conversation to have, whether you have it or whether you don't have it. On both ends, it's a very difficult conversation to have. So, with that being said, I just say Rico. Um, he, we always say you gotta do what's best for you. We say that to each other? Do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. I don't know about all the exposing on here. You know, it's juicy tea. You know, you giving people something to talk about in the B sector. It was kind of dead around here. Everybody getting tired of hearing about Dory and Kimmy and Raw and oh my god, like the same shit over and over and over. People just getting tired of that shit. And it wasn't a lot really going on in the B sector. So yeah, you did bring something to the commentary probably for the next 2-3 weeks. But still,
Yeah, but that's
just be careful out there.
look what
All of
it.
us, we just have to all practice some diligence, vigilance. We just got to do our due diligence, you know, because we only got one body, y'all. We only got one body, y'all. We cannot come back to this earth after that body is gone.
It's just too much. That's,
So do what you want to do on earth. Do what you want to do while you got breath. Live the best life that you can live. I don't care if you don't have a disease, if you do have a disease, if you're trans, gay, straight, bi, whatever. Just
uh,
live your life to the fullest and just try not to intentionally hurt anybody. Love
that's how.
yourself. You
That's how
gotta
that.
love yourself. Go ahead.
I said that's how that go.
Yeah.
Just don't intentionally do anything to harm somebody else, especially
Mm-hmm.
being negligent. Now, if if you know you dealing with something, you owe it to people that you involved with to let them know. Don't
Mm-hmm.
be careless. Don't be reckless with somebody else's life because you may not care about your own.
Mm-hmm.
Not right. It's just not right. And I don't care who it is. I don't got a dog in this fight.
Yeah, we don't have a dog in this fight. And one thing somebody said last night was that Rico is dying of AIDS. Like one person is like Rico is living with AIDS, and one person's like Rico's dying with AIDS. And the person who said he's dying with AIDS said he's dying with AIDS because it's not like he's not taking medicine and stuff like that, but they're saying he's living as if he's if it's as if he gave up, as if he has nothing to live for. And people are like, well, maybe that's why he's going around having sex with people and not telling them, because of that.
He could
So,
be, he could still be in denial. I know people that knew they were sick and they knew what it was like to take the medication and be undetectable. And they were doing well taking the medication, but still wouldn't take it because in their minds they couldn't deal with the fact that it made them sick
mhm,
every morning having to get up and take their medication. The medication, looking at it, made them nauseous. So at some point, they stopped taking the medication and they passed away. They didn't
mhm.
have to die.
Like, 'cause they gave up. And
They
people
just,
can live very long lives with the disease now.
yeah, you
Mhm,
absolutely can. And you can live a fulfilled life.
mhm,
But, it's just hurtful to watch young people just fizzle away. I
mhm,
watched one of my loved ones die from this disease, and they didn't have to.
mhm,
And it hurts me to this day because it could still be with me like, it could still be
mhm.
with me. And it hurts me so bad.
Well, that's
But
just like not just with that too, but even with like cancer or something like that. A lot of people get cancer and they just automatically think it's a death sentence. And I did like what somebody said. I can't remember if it was. I think it was Sean's chat. Somebody over there said something like, "Well, people with cancer, they think it's a death sentence too. They don't want to take the medicine. They don't want to get the surgeries. They just give up on life." But the people who really fight and fight to live and fight to live, those are the ones who usually survive. The
right,
ones who don't give up, no matter how hard it gets, no matter what pain you're in. It's hard. It's difficult to deal with. But a lot of the people that do survive, they are the ones who just said, "I'm not going to die. I'm going to fight this till But in Rico's situation, it seems like he's doing fairly well. I mean, he said he's undetected, but it's just the point of to tell or not to tell, to tell or not to tell, and I think that everybody owes that to somebody to tell them if they got a disease. I don't care if it's gonorrhea, if it's herpes. Like, please don't go around R. Kelly and people. Like, R. Kelly had sex with hundreds and hundreds, possibly thousands of people, and then tell them he had herpes.
Mhm.
Like, see that's that fuck shit. That's that fuck shit right there. But
Yeah.
anything else you gotta say, Hunty?
No, oh, this is deep, though. I'm praying for everybody involved.
Yeah,
This is really deep. It's really
is
something
yeah.
that, it's a very sad situation, you know. And I really feel for Rico and everybody involved. I really do. This
Hmm.
is it's not a laughing matter.
It's not.
It's not. And it's only funny to people who are not going through it. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I see people laugh at children with disabilities and bully them and beat them in the bathroom and throw their shoes in the trash and all that kind of stuff. I can't stand people like that.
Hmm.
You're bullying them because you don't have a sibling or a loved one that's going through that, and because you're not going through it yourself or something like that. It's just terrible.
Yeah,
It's
I agree.
terrible, and it just really breaks my heart to see anyone have to suffer, letting alone feeling like that they have to suffer alone.
Yeah, I
You
agree. And then on the flip side, people, you understand this is the B sector, and like they say, you can't tell people how to fight when two people are going up at each other and they dragging each other for filth or dragging each other,
know,
um, to death or whatever. It is the B sector.
yeah,
But so I'm not. I can't. We can't tell people what to bring up into a beef. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I feel like this: if you out here swinging and banging with people and you talking shit about people and all this kind of stuff, it is what it is out here in the beef sector.
yeah.
It is what it is. Is it wrong? It's wrong to dox people too, but they still do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, and from what
But anyway,
listening,
that's all I got. What time is you going live? I see you had hit me up on Facebook and sent me a story.
oh, later on today, but I'll
Oh,
what
what
time?
time? Because I'm working till 7 tonight. So what time?
What's a good time for you?
Well, I guess like maybe 8.
Okay, 8 o'clock. I might
8
go.
my time. 8 my
I
time.
might
9
go
your time.
before then, but not with that story.
Okay.
Just to do something, to have some hours or some time on it.
Well, if you go before then, I can be in the chat. But if you want me on the
But
stream,
for that topic, I'm gonna wait because I want to talk to you guys about that. That was
yeah, I
kind
know.
of
Bro would love,
interesting.
I know, bro would love to be on that one.
Oh yeah, I sent them. I sent them the. I think I tagged all of y'all.
Yeah, you tag me and him.
And come on, come on.
Yeah, Carmel Diva. Oh, and let me say before I forget, all the people who hit me up, who gave condolences to me and my family for my grandmother, because some of y'all don't know on YouTube, but for the people who you know friends with on Facebook or in real life or whatever, they know that my grandma, who just turned 92 years old a week or so ago, she passed away, and we had her funeral. Her birthday was Saturday. Her wake was excuse me, her birthday was Saturday. Her wake was Monday. The funeral was yesterday. And so those who have been sending me condolences and prayers and keeping me in your thoughts, I really appreciate that. My entire family does. That was the matriarch to my dad's side of the family. So that was my paternal grandmother, the longest living person on that side of the family. So
Wow.
that's my biological
Grandma.
dad's mother. So yeah, she died at 92 years old. Boy, a lot of yeah, it was that was a tough one yesterday. That was a tough one.
Then on
So
top of that, you were sick.
and then I was sick on Monday. I was really sick. Like, but my son, he brought me some soup. He brought me some cough medicine, some tea. I mean, I was just taking everything. Girl, I even made me some hot toddies. That's
Well,
how bad I was feeling. And everybody's like, go see if you got the CBD-19. Go see if you got it. You probably got. I hate that when people just automatically and I get it. I get it.
yeah,
Somebody sneeze in front of you. Oh my god! Oh my god! You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I didn't have no fevers. I kept checking my fevers. I didn't have no chills. I wasn't cold. I didn't lose my taste buds. I didn't lose my smell. I didn't lose. I just had a bad cold, and I kept telling people I think I just got a cold, and it was a bad cold though. Shoot, I went through like one of them double rolls of tissue. That's how much I was sneezing. But then I took all that medicine, and I was just praying to God, please make me feel better for my grandma's funeral, which was yesterday. So when I woke up yesterday, I was feeling fine. My nose was clear. I could breathe. And I went to that funeral, and I'm so glad I didn't miss it because that would have hurt me forever. And I did not. I was not about to go up in there sneezing and sneezing and sneezing on top of people like I was Monday. So God, he healed me, child. He
You
healed me.
did
Yes,
it, baby.
yes. Thank you,
You
thank
did
you.
it for you. Hallelujah.
And he'll do it for you, and he'll do it for you, and he'll do it for you. Yes, yes, yes. And on another note, ooh, child, I'm moving in like 10 days. Ow,
Girl, I am so excited
ow.
for us to move in our new house.
Yes, and I'm gonna drop my lankety lank. God, I wish you were up here.
I
I
do,
really do.
I do
I really
too.
do wish you were up here because I'm telling
I'll be
you,
unpacking boxes while you working.
it's going down. It's going down. I told my son today he was on his way out the house. I said, get some more boxes, get some more boxes. Because my sons, they got boxes in their trunks. They just keep forgetting to bring them in the house. And I'm like, we really need to start packing, y'all. We really need to start throwing away stuff, y'all. And my son's like, okay, mom, okay. Then the youngest one, Cameron, 'cause the
I
oldest one, he lives on his
feel like I'm moving. I'm
girl.
so
My oldest son who doesn't live here anymore, he's gonna help, but he works like long days and like his only days off is Friday and Saturday. So it's like my other son, his days, he like the coordination is like messed up right now. So I don't know how we gonna handle this, but my son's gonna get some of their friends and to help when one of my other sons can't help and vice versa. And then my brothers, they gonna help. But yeah, we just gotta get started on boxing stuff up. But I'm gonna put the link in here because I have a Amazon house warming wish list on Amazon. And thank you again to all the people who have already purchased. I think I've received about, I want to say probably 10 gifts so far from the Amazon.
please.
So I want to
I
thank people
still gotta
for
get the logo.
the I, child. Let me, you know what? I'm gonna do that right now.
I need it. I need it.
Hold on.
Hmm.
Okay, I just put the link in the chat.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you. Let's see, where's my Facebook page? I should have it right here because I just you see my avatar.
Uh-uh.
You didn't see my avatar?
Oh, coming in, yeah, the hood table avatar.
No, no, no. My picture of me
On here?
on my Facebook.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought you were talking about on here.
Oh no, I just sent you oh shit. Damn it, hold on.
You sent me a bunch of shit.
Hold on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, one there's a guy in there.
Girl, hold on, boo.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you. Mute, mute. Okay, so if anybody is interested, there's the link. It says click the link to check out my Amazon housewarming wish list. There's some items on there that I had chosen for my housewarming wish list. Or if you want, you can always donate or give a little love offering to my Cash App, which is the Hood Table. Uh, well, dollar sign the Hood Table 402. I am I am moving on either the 17th or the 21st is my closing date. The 17th, which is a Friday, or the 21st. Wait, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hold up. Let me look at the calendar. Oh, the 17th is a Thursday, or either Monday, the 21st. It just depends. But yeah, inspection went through, appraisal went through. Right now, I'm just waiting to see if I get approved for this grant. Everything's already a go. So whether I get this grant or not, the house is mine. But my lender, she couldn't apply for this particular grant for me, which is like an $8,000 grant, until the 7th, which was 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. So I was supposed to close on the 8th this month, but then my lender was like, "Oh God, there's this grant. You could possibly get it. It's for new home buyers or whatever, but you can't apply for it until the 7th of March." So she said, "Do you want to just move and buy the house without it, or do you want to take a chance and try to get this grant?" So I said, "Well, let's take the chance to try to get the grant." So we moved the closing date from the 8th to the 17th, because a grant can take up to 10 days to find out if it's been approved. And if I do get the grant, then of course the amount of the grant will just come off the amount of the house, and my mortgage payments could, be lowered, basically. So that's what we're waiting on now. So the soon as the grant gets back and take up to 10 days, if we get the grant back in 5 days, then of course my closing date will stay on the 17th. But if the grant takes the full 10 days, then my closing date won't be until the 21st. So one of those 2 days, the 17th or the 21st. So I'm hoping the 17th, but the 21st is like, hey, it's a few days later, big deal. But yeah, so basically I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I get this grant. They think it's basically mine, but I don't know all the stipulations. They were just like, "Okay, we just need your pay stub. We just need a copy of this. We just need a copy of this." So I'm like, "Okay, I don't really know nothing about this grant, but I'm like, all right, apply for it. Sign me up. Sign me up." So I know some people have seen the video of my house tour, because I did do a tour before I bought the house. The house tour video is still up. After I move into the house, though, I will put that on members only, because there's going to be certain videos of my really personal life that I'm going to have on my members only. So for the meantime, that video is still up if you want to check out the house. I don't really show too much of the outside or the neighborhood or anything like that, just the inside of the house. But and then of course, I posted a few pictures of the house on Facebook. uh Okay, Miss Sislo says she got to go. She's on the call, so she got to go. But I have posted a few pictures on Facebook of the house, and like of the kitchen and stuff, because I'm gonna do like I'm not gonna do another tour until I get everything in the house. You know what I mean? Like get it all set up, all the furniture up, curtains, da 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 da. You know how it goes. But yeah, so as far as the housewarming gifts that people have been purchasing from my Amazon wish list, which is the link in the chat, we're gonna do a unboxing when I move, and it's gonna be live, and I'm gonna show everybody, all the gifts I get. And I've been thanking people for, whatever they have sent, but I'm gonna officially thank people at that time as well for purchasing something off my Amazon wish list. But I really do appreciate you guys, all your support, the likes, the shares, your comments. joining me on panels every Friday night for our Friday Night Live. I appreciate you, all your support. Um, members, shout out to the members, the people who have signed up to be members of the Hood Table. It's three levels. The cheapest one is $1.99, I believe, and then there's a $4.99, and then there's a $9.99. But to all the members, no matter what level you on, I appreciate your support as well. I hope everybody have a wonderful Tuesday. Or no, it's Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday and the rest of the week. If I don't see you or hear from you before then, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. Bye.